winning. Everyone likes winning. People that won, even the people that did the smallest things are all behind them. But when someone loses, they're not there. I have the quote, "Victory has 100 memories, but defeat has amnesia." I agree with this quote. I will be showing you 3 examples, one at school, one at work, and one in sports. School, you do great in class, let's say you have this project and you're doing it, and you do it right, and you get all the credit, but when you have a project and it's a group thing, and you don't do it right, you don't get all the credit you would get. You're like, oh, it's not my fault. I didn't know I was supposed to do this, or you don't want to take credit for all the lousy work you did. And in sports, they put in all the hard work to win, but if they lose, they're all like, it's not my fault. I wasn't practicing, or I didn't do it right, or you should have put me in. You shouldn't have put that person in. It's not my fault you put him in. That's how people think. And at work, everyone gets something done. When they get something done, everyone's there. They want the credit for it. But when something's done wrong and someone is going to get punished, they don't want to take responsibility for that. So I have shared with you how everyone likes the success, but they all forget that they need to take credit for the punishment. There are the examples of school, sports, and work. Thank you.
Right, on the structural stuff, you had a clear statement in the opening. We know where you're going with your thesis. You set up the content of the speech. In the speech itself, you talk about those points. You don't necessarily talk about them in the order in which you set them up, but that was a little bit confusing. And I think your first couple of points you skipped over. It's very thin on detail, and so it doesn't seem particularly interesting or memorable. It's not as effective an argument as it could be because they remain so abstract. On presentation issues, issues. You've got a low-key demeanor to you. Your voice is low. The range in which you are speaking is fairly narrow. Sometimes it sounds a little bit like you're bored. I can hear you, but you need to kick up the energy level a little bit. You got stuck in a couple of places, and so there were a few awkward pauses. Your gestures are all very low. You've got your hand, they're at the end of your arms, but your arms are down at your side, so most of your gestures barely rise above your waist. Your facial expressions, this is a smart-ass comment, I apologize for it, but it's like I'm watching Phantom of the Opera. I've got half of your face because the hair is down across your face, so it's like, are you so horribly disfigured on the one side that you have to hide it, that kind of thing. That's what your ear is for, to put your hair behind, right there. And I feel like I can say this because I used to wear my hair long all the time too. And sometimes you got to remember the audience wants to see you, and you look like you're hiding there. So eye contact. Hey, one eye anyway. Kind of mean today, aren't I?
Yeah.
All right. I think you could be a little bit more engaged with the audience. All right, and I did think that you did an okay job summarizing the speech. Thank you.
We all like your hair, Rene.
Yeah.